Page 4. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. Sanje joda zoge chonam noi chanchu pardo dane gyabso che dage jinso gebe sonam ge chola benjire sanje chubarai sho. Sanje joda zoge chonam lo chanchu pardo dane gyabso che Kage jinso kebe sonam ge chola benjir sanje chubarai sho. Sanje joda zoge chonam lo chanchu bardo dane gyabsuch. Kage jinso kebe sonam ge chola benjir sanje chubarai sho. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well is taught by great seer. Okay, what we do is that today we will read the three principal aspects of the path, or simply put, three principal paths. I think it should be on page 178. 78. Okay. Yes, page 78. I'm going to quickly explain what this text is all about. This text is composed by the same author, Lama Tsongkhapa, who's short the roadmap-like text, roadmap of enlightenment. The text which we read this morning, he's the same author, and we see that for somebody to extract the hidden treasure within yourself, for that we require, this morning what we did, the 4 practices. Finally, it should be the wisdom which should help to extract the hidden treasure by remove the dirt. Wisdom, number 1. And that is the wisdom, not only any wisdom, but a wisdom to see that in reality, that everything's like a dream. Number 1. And this wisdom must be used by a very powerful willpower. That is the bodhicitta. Number 2. And this bodhicitta is the incredibly compassionate, altruistic intention to help others. For that matter, one needs to know the miseries, the plight of sentient beings, as miserable, painful, and so forth. To feel that, you have to have the experience yourself. If you don't have experience yourself, you cannot feel it for others. In fact, there's a beautiful Tibetan story. There was a couple, the husband and wife, and the husband never had the toothache problem. How many of you had the toothache problem in your life? Google, no experience. Oh, so maybe you can be the one I'm sharing here. So this the husband and wife. Husband had no experience of the toothache, and Vinay, you have experience. Priyanka, oh, you both know it's not an issue. Okay, so let's listen to the story. The one day the wife was crying out of toothache, the problem, the tooth problem, and she was crying. And the husband said, "Hey, why are you crying?" And the wife said, I have a toothache. I said, "What is toothache? Tooth is a piece of bone. Bone doesn't have pain." This is what the husband said. Google, don't say this. So later, after a while, maybe after a few years, few months, I don't know, husband had the toothache, and the husband was crying out of pain. And the wife said, "Hey, why are you crying?" And the husband said, "I have a toothache." It's toothache. And the wife said the same thing, what he said to her. To this piece of bone, no, there's no pain. Why are you crying? He said that male's tooth and the female tooth is very different. Okay, so this man failed to empathize the wife going through the pain because he did not have the pain himself. So when you have the pain, then you can empathize with others' pain. So the wisdom. Next, the bodhicitta. And bodhicitta, to feel for others, you need to feel for yourself first. Feel the pain for yourself. So, renunciation. Renunciation is the desire to get rid of your own pain. Renunciation. And these three must be stabilized. For that, we require the stability meditation. These are 4 things. Okay. So, of these, now we see that Lama Tsongkhapa in the short text which we're reading now, the page 78, the 3 principal aspects of the path or the 3 principal paths. So there, the Lama Tsongkhapa identified 3, but the stability part, you should include that with the wisdom. Stability, a stable wisdom. So and this text is so beautiful. So beautiful. Let me explain how it is beautiful. That the 3 points, these are the 3 things. And as I mentioned earlier, wherever you go, whatever practice that you do, whatever tradition that you follow is fine. The thing is that we have to make sure that we don't waste a life. We don't waste a life. Make sure that whatever little time that we are left with the life, make sure that we use that to retrieve this treasure, hidden treasure inside. That is a job. For that matter, whatever you're doing, these are 4 things not to be missed. These are 4 things not to be missed. And with these 4 things, tradition, place, wherever you go, is fine, as long as you don't miss these 4 things. Okay. And but I would say that in the Buddhist traditions, we see that very standard teachers, you see that these 4 are always there. But some, where there's so much focus on single point meditation, they think that this is everything. And some people, they focus so much on one aspect and they think that's everything. So this is where we should be smart enough to make sure that these 4 things are there. Okay. So with this in mind, Lama Tsongkhapa explained renunciation first, followed by bodhicitta, followed by the wisdom, 3. And each of these three points, Lama Tsongkhapa explained under 3 subheadings. Under 3 subheadings. So what you don't see what the subheadings are, you have to know that. Say 1, if I ask you, okay, Shubhra, if I ask you, so you have no clue about all these things, then I ask you, Shubhra, you have to practice renunciation. What will you ask me? Okay, number 1 is, what is it? Renunciation is to renounce your, renounce your attachment to the trivial things. Attachment, you know, right? Okay, if I say, okay, David, if I tell you, hey, David, you have to practice renunciation, and so you don't know me, right? And suddenly somebody comes and say, David, you have to practice renunciation. What do you say? Oh, David, I was shocked. How come that unknown person talks to me? Okay, Angela. Why? Yes. Narendra? Okay. So, first thing you ask, why should I practice that? Why? Why? Right? So, Lama Tsongkhapa first addressed why we should practice renunciation. Then I explained it so well. The why. I give the reasons, and you're very convinced. Okay, Neha, the Vinay, what will you tell me next? I explained it too well, and then you were so convinced. Okay, I need to really practice renunciation. Then what will you say?
Let me ask you what are the benefits?
Okay, what are the benefits? I already explained. Because why means the benefit. I'll explain that. How? Okay. Now tell me how. How should I do it? I'll do it. Tell me how. Okay. Then I'll tell you how. I tell you how to do it. And then what next question? Jabi, what will be next question? Say, I tell you the reason. I tell you how to practice it. And then you want to have the renunciation developed or cultivated within you. And day 1 is not happen. So it'll take time. So what will be your next question? When or how do I know that I've generated renunciation? What is the measure? What is the measure of having generated renunciation? You're getting it? How do I know that I've generated renunciation now? How do I know that? Okay, number 1 is why. Number 2 is how. Number 3 is okay, when or the measure. The measure. Oh, when is correct, is fine. When or the measure. Measure is very precise, when is correct. Okay, so these 3 things. So renunciation, they explained under these 3 things. Very simply put. And Lama Tsongkhapa just presented with 14 verses. To 3, say, renunciation 3 points, bodhicitta 3 points, wisdom and emptiness 3 points. As simple as that. 3 into 3, 9. 9, and then Lama Tsongkhapa 1 or 2 verses in the opening passages, 9, 10, 11, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. 3 additional verses for the emptiness. 14 verses, done. They're so succinct, they're very beautiful, and the reasons given are so clear, and how we need to contemplate on them. Very clear, very easy. And this is giving a meaning to one's own life. Okay, so let's read that together. And I'm sure that I told you that each one of these 3 points are taught under the 3 subheadings. And some of them may not for example, bodhicitta may not have the third point. What's the third point? The measure having generated bodhicitta. That is not indicated. So this, you take it from the others. Take it from how it was explained with renunciation. Lama Tsongkhapa's his style is very different. The easy things he will not go into detail. He'll just get the difficult things. He'll make sure that it just touches the bed, at the rock. That is his style. And so, but once they explain the measure of having generate renunciation, then you apply it to the bodhicitta. As simple as that. You don't need, additional, the extra waste of time. So this is Lama Tsongkhapa's style. Okay. Buddhism, let's just do together. Three principal aspects of the path, Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I'm able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the Conqueror's children. Here, the Conqueror's children meaning Bodhisattvas. Conqueror meaning Buddhas, and the Conqueror's children meaning Bodhisattvas. The entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones, who are not attached to the joys of secular existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddha. Okay, now comes the renunciation, the what does, why, how, and the measure. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of secular existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thus, from the outset, seek renunciation. This is why. Then number four is how. Number five is the measure. Reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is ephemeral and without span. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karma and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. Next bodhicitta. Renunciation, if not tempered by a pure mind of bodhicitta, however, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Renunciation, at the most, it will help you to get away from miseries. It will give you fearlessness, but it will not give you the infinite happiness. So for the infinite happiness, you have to add bodhicitta on top of the renunciation. So it says here, number 6, renunciation, if not tempered by the pure mind of bodhicitta, however, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the four powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught in iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in boundless secular existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three miseries, thinking of your mothers meaning all sentient beings, in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. So for the bodhicitta, there are three verses. The first one, number 6, is the reason why, and number 7 and 8 are the how. Number 8, born and reborn in boundless secular existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three miseries, thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although now that part is skipped. The measure of having generated bodhicitta, when the desire to become Buddha for the all sentient beings comes to you day and night, that is the measure of having generated bodhicitta. This you have to take from the renunciation slide, which says from verse number 5, contemplating thus when for an instant you do not admire the splendor of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night. Instead of that, remain intent on bodhicitta, remain intent on becoming Buddha day and night, bodhicitta is born in you then. This is how we have to apply. Okay, number 9. Now the wisdom, why? Although you train in renunciation and the mind of Bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. Emptiness, dependent arising, these are two sides of the same coin. 10. When one sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana and destroys all focuses of apprehension, has entered the path that pleases the Buddhas. Appearances are infallible dependent arising. Emptiness is understanding that is free of assertions. As long as these two are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these two realizations are concurrent, where the mere sight of infallible dependent origination concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through definite discernment, at that time the analysis of the profound view is perfected. So, the measure of having generated the renunciation, the what? Wisdom. 13. Furthermore, and then the added, Lama Zopa added, furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence. Emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When I understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extremes. Then the conclusion. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. So I remember His Holiness the Dalai Lama, when giving teaching on this, he explained the last verse, which said, "O my child," and again, it's the same problem that you may see some other translations where it says, "O my son." So it should be better translated as child. In Tibetan it is Teta lamgu zuo namsola ne namrangi jishin tobe se wemba tende tsundu topge ne tenge doma nyuto tushi pu. This word pu. So some people translate it as son. So this is a common word for the male and female. It should not be confined to sons. It should be child. Okay. And this teaching was composed by Lama Tsongkhapa at the request of one of his students. One of his students from distance, Lama Tsongkhapa came all the way to central Tibet, and in those days the facilities were all missing. No train, no cars, nothing. You have to come walking. And it would take like months and months to get. And the people in Lama Tsongkhapa's native land, Lama Tsongkhapa, once he came to central Tibet, he never went back. And his mother was still there, and then he became very famous in central Tibet, extremely famous, and so many great scholars were his students, and finally he sent the painting of his own. Somebody painted Lama Tsongkhapa's on the canvas, and then he sent it to his mother. Mom, if you remember me, just look at this, keep it with you. And the mother, when he just unfolded the scroll, the painting, from the painting it says that Mom is extremely powerful. So because of the Dharma, seeing that in central Tibet so many can be benefited, and going to his homeland, he'll just see his mother, that's it. So even the mother is very happy that his son is doing great service to the sentient beings. So one of the students, one of the students sent a request through a messenger to please give me a written teaching. So this is what Lama Tsongpa wrote, and His Holiness always in his this part of the teaching, he would say that whenever you recite this, and of course the people, they recite it every day, they have memorized it by heart. Maybe by heart. Yes, and then Carl, then Shirla, Joshua. Yeah, he even knows the page number by heart. Okay. Google. Okay. Dojila. And Tizin La. Okay. Angela. This is Dorji? Okay. So His Holiness always says that when you read the last section, verse number 14, "O my child," if you can imagine that Lama Zopa is actually addressing me, and you make a commitment this, I'll try my best. I'll try my best to practice these three principal aspects of the path. Oh my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, conceptually you realize it, intellectually you realize it, then your job is to single-pointedly meditate on this, seek solitude, and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Final aspired goal is the awakening of your Buddha nature, hidden treasure, be unraveled. So it says, seek solitude. Seek solitude does not mean, and doesn't people think seek solitude means you have to go in a solitude place in Himalayas and so forth. This is not the connotation. The connotation is that where get away from the trivialities, get away from the trivial engagements, where, oh, after I attend this wedding, that wedding, this wedding, this birthday, this birthday, this person, this person, this person came up to go to me, whole day gone. Sometimes it happens like this. Yes, this is a major, say, loss of your time. And if you don't do that, you're in a community. Again, this is, the people will feel hurt. Dorji, yes? Yeah. So if you do this, all hold your time gone, waste of your time. So the sixth solitude meaning, stay away from the unnecessary engagement with the trivialities and dedicate more of your time in the Dharma practice. And those people, like Jismila Repa, who just gave up everything and left the world and into the solitude, that's a different story. So some people can be extremely committed, then to the truly. Yaban, 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 yaban. This is it. So so seeking solitude, yes, of course, including myself. I'm not just I'm sharing with you, but also including myself. Say in the office, sometimes they say I have to do all the small, the nitty-gritty things in the office. For example, they before I came here, we were planning for His Holiness's 90th birthday anniversary celebration, for the whole year long celebration. And for that, we have to, so we are planning to organize a big program in a not in a stadium, in an auditorium, a big auditorium for about like maybe 700 capacity. Then the people to be invited, the chief guests, and then we also need to make the batches, you know, batches souvenir for everybody to take 90th birthday anniversary souvenirs. So and then even the designs have to tell, because the designs, the young staff, they have no experience. So I have to tell do like this. They would make something very bland. So all these small things. And sometimes I think about like maybe how many years, 10 years ago, again we were making a Tibet house, the designed cup ready made, but then they designed Tibet house. Again, all these I have to tell this should be the color combination, all these things. This has nothing to do with three principal paths. You're getting it? And yet I have to do these things. And one day, at the end of the day, I was then I was driving from the office to my residence, and our secretary and two or three staff with me, going to this staff quarter. On the way, I said, "What am I doing? I'm just wasting my time like this." So look, if I don't do it, it's my responsibility. If I do it, it's so much waste of time just thinking of the design. If I leave it to the hands of the young people, they have no experience. They'll do something, and then nothing. It's better not to do anything. Sometimes I'll tell the people that there are things. Something's better than nothing. Sometimes nothing's better than something. So much waste of time. I could feel that. So, and then reading this, there's, "O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Retrieve your hidden treasure." Am I doing that? This question. And then the secretary I was very happy. The secretary said in the car, he said, "Geshe, no, what are you doing? Even though these are so tiny nitty-gritty things, may not seem to be that relevant to the Buddha Dharma, but these are actually a part of accumulation merit." The secretary said it to console me. Okay, good. So with this in mind, let's continue from where we left last time, 142. 142. So, for example, this retreat, I would say that text-wise is not difficult. Of course, if you were to go really into the depth, then you can just create the depth there. But overall speaking, the text is not difficult text. At the same time, it's extremely beautiful text where, and particularly spending time like this, otherwise I can finish this whole text within 1 hour easily. But we are going through the different stories, anecdotes, and the connected, concepts from psychology, philosophy, and so forth. So this will give us a broad picture and the in-depth understanding of what the dharma is. Once you understand the real dharma, then you will know. You will know, there's some people, they go into dharma, with their pure heart, they go into dharma, and then sometimes, of course, often, most cases, you go in the dharma centers, and then you're very happy, you find a new life, meaningful life, but sometimes you go there seeking dharma and fun, you end up into the politics, and you're trapped in this politics, fights, jealousy, all those things. Oh. So here I can see that this so beautiful center, very beautiful center. We come here, we learn, and the place also is so beautiful. So that way, I see that this is amazing. So now, what we've learned is that the summary of the Buddha's teachings, where the Buddha taught, commit no evils, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible, tame your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. And you want to see this? It's in this booklet. This booklet, it is there. Can you help me identify where it is? Oh, strange, it's not here. Page 39? Not the 37. Yes, wow. In fact, I compiled this. It took me I compiled this, I think about like 21, 22 years ago. I compiled this, and it's a lot of work with it, and every detail I put, and now the Vinay is helping me. I don't know which page. Thank you, Vinay. Okay, yes, you're right. It is there. I thought it's missing. Page 30. Commit no evils. Engage as much in virtuous deeds. Subdue one's mind thoroughly. This is a teaching of the Buddha. And the translation may vary. Yes, we see different translations. Okay, so here thus far what we said until verse number 9, it is more with commit no evils. Okay, let's not forget if somebody were to ask you what is the essence of Buddhism, you can relate it from, you can cite this verse, but to make sense to you, what I will say is that you relate it from your own experience. Okay, just say if you agree with me on an experience level, what are you seeking? Don't say that. Don't say that I'm Buddhist. Don't say that. Oh, okay, I went to the retreat in the Buddha. Just say, what am I looking for? What's the purpose of my life? Begin from there. So this, when you say, what's the purpose of my life? This one and the other person who has no clue of what Buddhism is, we are in the same boat because both are, the purpose of life is the same. Both are seeking to get away from miseries and both are seeking to expand the happiness. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Both, we are same, just same. Buddhist, non-Buddhist, male, female, young, old, educated, uneducated. No, everybody is in the same boat, wanting happiness and wanting to shun miseries. This is reality. So this, you see the same ground. Once you find yourself in the same ground, wanting the shunning miseries and the wanting to have maximum happiness, the true things. With this, then how to do that? This next. If this is a goal, then how to accomplish that? So, to simply put, so the miseries which we want to shun, the miseries, they arise from the causes, never causes, no random, no random, no, what I call it, so no random reasons. It's already, that these are all determined by the respective causes. This is one thing that we need to be very sure of, convinced of, that these all experiences, good, bad, happiness, joy, this sickness, whatever, is all determined by the respective causes. And the causes of the miseries are the negativities, evil actions, evil thoughts, and so forth. Coming no evils. And then if you want to go deeper, even these evils, one of the triggers, for example, is jealousy, anger, and so forth. What triggers these? You see the self-grasping, self-centered, these two are there. One has to be convinced. You have to study this and experiment it. And this, so how you experiment it? For let's say that somebody says, okay, non-Jabi, I know Jabi will not say you stupid, right? Anybody else, somebody says you stupid, right? And then you feel mentally disturbed. Okay, you stupid. What happens? Contact, attention with these. He is telling me stupid, right? Contact attention. Did he really say this? You pay attention? Answer says, yes, discrimination. He said that I'm stupid. Then what happens? Feeling unpleasant, feeling comes. Then intention to resist that. How to, because the unpleasant feeling, you don't want it. So you want to get rid of this unpleasant feeling. To get rid of this unpleasant feeling, you try to get rid of the trigger of the unpleasant feeling. What is the trigger of the unpleasant feeling? That person who said just stupid. You want to remove that person. You cannot remove the person. So as long as you cannot remove the person, the mind will continue to resist, continue to push the person. But person is a physical, mind is a mental. Mental cannot push the person, right? So therefore mind will continue to do that. As long as the person disappears, the mind will continue to do that. This is known as stress. And if it is intense, it's anxietic. And if it is extended, it is the depression. You can go into depression. So now with this, what happens is that, okay, so the unpleasant feeling, finally my job is to remove the unpleasant feeling. Then say what we said is that this is triggered at the root. Person saying you stupid is an external factor. At the root is, if you have not accumulated the karma, you will not feel this pain. I feel the pain, which means that karma is triggered. Karma triggered that. What is that karma? That karma is triggered by self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude. Now see how this is true. How? It's not just, okay, it's a Buddha said it like this, or Nagarjuna said it. No. What they said, see if it's true, then it's just say, even though the person doesn't go away, just meditate a little bit on the emptiness. What's the opposite of the self-grasping ignorance? The wisdom of emptiness. Just try to trigger the wisdom of emptiness within yourself. As the wisdom, as to the moment you see that this person who said that you are your stepdad, that person you see like a dream, it disappears as objectively, seen as objectively empty, then see how the mind behaves. How this mind behaves. This earlier, the intention which exerts, it creates more unpleasant feeling. That mind automatically, the mind calms down. Automatically, you don't have to do anything. Simply by seeing that that person's like a dream, is objectively empty, is all coming from mind. Instantly, the mind will calm down. So this is a clear indication that this unpleasant feeling is triggered by the self-grasping ignorance. One. Then other times when somebody says you step it and so forth, again give yourself a little time and then think of the universal compassion. Think of the universal compassion. For example, say this person said that you step it, and you feel, I'm so grateful to this person, because this person is giving me the opportunity to practice patience. And once I feel that I'm not affected this person, in the future, 100,000 times in the future, however many people I meet with and they say you step it, I'll not be affected, because I already got the armor. I also got the armor of the patience. Wow, and who gave me the armor of patience? This person gave me the armor of patience. I'm so grateful to you. Okay, when you say, I'm so grateful to you, pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling? Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling is gone. So there we see that the universal compassion, cherishing others, and this pain is triggered by this selfishness. How you doing? How dare you do that? You say this to me. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling. Unpleasant feeling. That is selfishness. To me, that is selfishness. So opposite of this, I'm so grateful to you. Are they cherishing? Are they cherishing? The moment the other cherishing comes, that unease feeling subsides. From this you can say that the root of the miseries is self-grasping ignorance, complemented by self-centered attitude. Then you are confirmed. You said that this is very true. What the Buddha said is absolutely true. Experiential. I don't have to go follow blindly. What the Buddha said, I experimented and I feel it, and it's very true. Just by feeling a little bit of emptiness, instantly the agitation subsides. Just by seeing the universal compassion, feeling a sense of gratitude, my uneasiness comes. Oh wow, this is amazing. This is Dharma. So this is Buddha's teachings. Okay, so we see that thus far, what we're reading in thus far till verse number 9 is more about the how to stop the aggressive actions, harmful actions, evils, or negativities towards others, so that your miseries will subside. Now from 10, how to expand your compassion proactively become compassionate. So this morning we discussed about, say, the practices, say, meditation. Some meditations are designed to bring about, to stop the reactivity. Don't react. Stop the reactivity. And whereas many people, there are many practices. They're just to stop the reactivity. Don't react. But you should have the the meditation to build the proactivity also. Reactivity is negative, proactivity is positive. Because benefiting other sentient beings, you should be proactively going to help the beings, not just sit like this and people are suffering, you smile, right? You're okay, I don't react. No, this is not correct. So stopping the reactivity and not engaging in the proactivity is primarily for those people who seek personal liberation. Whereas those who seek liberation for all beings, they should learn how to not react and how to proactively act. We have to learn both. These are the two wings of the bird. So from 10 is a proactive. Compassion makes you proactive. Compassion makes you proactive. So this is about how to cultivate the compassion, how to cultivate the bodhicitta. And bodhicitta, I did mention this earlier, that, okay, this morning, the first session, the morning I did it, I explained this, that bodhicitta, there are two methods, primarily there are two methods, and of course those who you're interested to study, there are several books there, and for example, like His Holiness's book, The Path to Bliss, The Path to Bliss by His Holiness. So it explains in great detail the bodhicitta. And also we see the Words of My Perfect Teacher by Zapaji Rinpoche. Words of My Perfect Teacher. This is a very beautiful text on the bodhicitta. You see that. And likewise in the Tawo Tarkien, The Ornament of Liberation by Tapo Lache Kaiku. This is beautiful text. And then the Lamrim text also there. There are many of these books available. So primarily we see that there are two methods. One is the sevenfold course of method to Zen Bodhicitta. You have to know the steps first. You have to learn the steps. You have to know the reasons, not just steps, but the rationality behind these steps. You should be convinced that these steps make sense and then put in practice. It'll take time. Bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness, the two wings of the bird to cross the ocean of the miseries, the two wings. So according to the great masters of the past, they say that the bodhicitta is something, okay, first wisdom. Wisdom of emptiness is something that you have to study a lot. You have to study a lot and contemplate. And once you get the holistic, complete, and the study, then after studying extensively, then to feel the experience is pretty quick. To get the conviction is pretty quick. To experience emptiness is pretty quick. But all time will be taken for you to study it extensively to get a complete picture of emptiness. That will take time. And once you get it, then the real experience, it says that is pretty quick. But for bodhicitta, to get the picture is very quick. You will get the picture. If you learn bodhicitta, a teacher can explain to you. I would say the learned teacher, a learned teacher, and a possible experienced teacher can explain very quickly bodhicitta within like 2 days, 3 days. You can, but if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper. But otherwise, in 2, 3 days, you will get a complete picture. But after getting the picture, to get experience will take long time. And at times, you may feel so demoralized that, okay, now look, all the steps I'm following, the same steps, 9 steps, all the steps I'm following, but nothing, feeling's not coming. Same, the knot, self-centered urge, I could feel the knot very strong. It's not changing. You may feel so demoralized at times. But say if it goes to such extent of extreme, then they go to meet with some teachers who you truly see as somebody who practice bodhicitta. And whereas no point, somebody has a lot to say but don't practice. Sometimes there are people who write about emptiness. They don't practice emptiness themselves. This is just, I tell people that the moment I know, particularly I know somebody, And then who wrote a book on emptiness? I know. He's junior to me. And in public he would talk emptiness. So when I met him in person, so I was encouraging him, we have to practice emptiness. Then he told me something. He said that I have my own practice, which means that he doesn't want to practice emptiness. I was literally shocked. And I know what he meant. He's doing some single point meditation, that's it. What the two teachers of Buddha, Acharya Alarakalam and Acharya Udrega, what these two teachers were doing, similar kind he was doing. And he think that this is the best. And what he teach and what he write is on emptiness, not on this. And he's expecting other people to read his book. And he himself, nothing to relate. This is a disaster. Emptiness is something where if somebody doesn't feel it, doesn't feel meaning, doesn't feel the gravity of this, what the person writes is very shallow. Likewise, bodhicitta. If you don't practice bodhicitta and write some bodhicitta, it's very shallow. You could feel it. Particularly if you practice bodhicitta, and then you read any book on bodhicitta, you could see which is shallow and which is depth. You could feel that. Who is speaking from the heart? Who's speaking from experience? And who's speaking from intellectually? You can see that, see the difference. Okay, so here, number 10. Verse number 10. From beginningless time, your mothers have cherished you. It's about the first method of the sevenfold causative method to generate bodhicitta. This takes for granted, this verse takes for granted that you are already exposed to the teaching on the sevenfold causative method. From beginningless time, your mothers have cherished you. If they suffer now, what good is your own happiness? Therefore, in order to liberate an infinite number of sentient beings, cultivating bodhicitta. Bodhi is the full awakening Buddhahood, and citta is the mind which aspires to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of sentient beings, is the practice of Bodhisattva. So, on this part, now what we said is that commit no evils. That stops us from engaging in negativity so that your miseries will come to an end. Now, the Bodhisattva part is accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Second line. First line says, commit no evils. Second line says, accumulate as great wealth of virtues as possible. Second line. So here, great wealth of virtues, the greatest of virtue that you can do, which is like the reservoir of the virtues, which is like the magnet of virtues, is a bodhicitta. Where you have the bodhicitta, all the virtues are attracted. This is amazing. It's amazing. Bodhicitta one, where you generate, all the other virtues are attracted by this. Whereas there are other virtues, you engage in it, and that's it. You do one virtue, full stop. Whereas the bodhicitta is one virtue multiplies by infinity. Automatically it attracts all virtues. So, this virtue, what happens is, this virtue will make give you the ease, expand your ease to infinity. So you want the fear to be stopped and your ease should be expanded. And what makes your ease to be expanded is by the bodhicitta. The fear stopped by the renunciation. By committing no evils, that is related to renunciation. And expanding your ease, expanding the confidence and ease is done by the bodhicitta. So, cultivating bodhicitta is practice of bodhisattva. And the true nature of mind is amazing. True nature of mind, the Buddha nature that we have, if that manifests, the true nature has the quality of fearlessness. The true nature of the mind has a quality of infinite happiness. These two things are already there within us. The only thing is that afflictive obscurations, they come and block the fearlessness so that you feel the fear, attract the fears. And cognitive obscurations cognitive will block your Buddha nature and stop you from experiencing the infinite happiness. So therefore, these two practices, renunciation, bodhicitta, these two, and then finally, these two are the aspirations, finally complemented by the wisdom, then all the mental afflictive obstacles will be removed and the fearlessness is created. And the cognitive obscurity is removed and the expansive, infinitely expansive, the ease of the mind will be created. Your Buddha nature is manifested fully. Okay, 11. All sufferings from yearning for your own happiness. All suffering comes from yearning for your own happiness. The perfect Buddhas are born from the intention to benefit others. Therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others is the practice of Bodhisattva. So, these are the reasons given there. And let us say that if somebody tells you, let's say, Sonam, if somebody tells you, Sonam, you have to donate on the 1 lakh rupees, what will you say? Right? Why? 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 Right? So why there are two? Why? Or why? You're getting it? Why? He's curious. Why? There must be a real big reason. Or why means no. It's no. You're getting it? There are two. Why? Okay. So it said that if you donate 1 lakh, in 2 years you'll get 20 lakhs. In 2 years you'll get 20 lakhs. And you will double check it and it's true. What will you do? Yes, I'll donate 1 lakh. You're getting it? I'll donate 1 lakh. Okay, so this is the logic. This is the logic where we have the tendency to look for the benefit. You're getting it? Benefit. Renunciation. Why? What benefit? Bodhisattva, why? What benefit? Wisdom, why? So we always begin with the why. What's the benefit of doing that? So with this it says that why we have to practice bodhicitta is because that all the cause and effect, the whole universe is operating on the basis of the cause and effect. And the cause and effect within this fabric, it is the design of the cause and effect is such that your miseries are all attracted by this selfishness. Your happiness is all cherished by wishing happiness for others. This is the mechanism of cause and effect. So, like I said, if you give 1 lakh, you get 20 lakh. You'll be happy to give. If you know that it's by cherishing others, you get the maximum happiness, then if the cause and effect, the design of the cause and effect, the nature of the cause and effect is that by cherishing others, if you get the maximum happiness, what will you do, Priyanka? Let me say this once more. I see that you are in meditation emptiness. Right, let's say, if the cause and effect is such that you cherish others and you get the maximum benefit, what will you do? Huh? Not the money, right? No, now there is ended. The story is gone. Now it's only for Sonam, right? For you, it's a different gift. For you, the gift is that you cherish others, you get the maximum benefit. What will you do? Yes, I will cherish others. You're getting it? Okay. So the cause and effect, the only thing is that how the cause and effect is designed. Design meaning how the cause and effect, the nature of the cause and effect is such that you cherish others more, you get the maximum benefit. You're getting it? So if this is what you know, what will you do? You will keep cherishing others. You're getting it? And by cherishing yourself, all your happiness will go away. You will attract miseries. What will you do? You will not engage in cherishing oneself. Whereas, almost 99.99% of the sentient beings, what they do, they cherish oneself all the time. They engage negatively, harming others all the time. Why are they doing that? They only attract miseries. They don't want miseries. Why are you doing? Why are they doing that? My question. Anyone? No. So ignorance. You're getting it? Ignorance, not knowing the cause and the nature of the cause and effect. Ignorance. So therefore, the Buddha taught, ignorance is the root of all the miseries. This is so important. If you know this, you will just feel the ease itself. Just want to know, wow, amazing. The beings are suffering, all because of the ignorance of not knowing the cause and effect dynamic. Right? With the cause, harming others as a cause, miseries will be attracted. They don't see that. It's ignorance. And giving happiness to others, you get the maximum happiness. They don't give others. They don't help others out of ignorance. So this is something that the ignorance, when seen as a cause of the cause of miseries, then what is important? To get rid of ignorance. How to get rid of ignorance? Get the correct information and complete information and systematic information. You're getting this is so important. Now look, from spending time like this in a cool place, in a nice place, peaceful place, and studying, then all these things I don't have to tell you. That I just ask question. It comes from the audience. This is so precious. Okay, so once you know that, there's the dynamic of the cause and effect, where you help others, happiness comes to you. You harm others, miseries befall on you. When you're so convinced about this and this, failing to know this is what the world is doing. Yes, Sonamla. Can you give me an example? In a way, what he's saying is that giving 1 lakh is not necessary 20 lakhs come back. Right? You lose it in 1 lakh. You're getting it? What do you call that? The what is that? No, there's one business. Some people do this business all the time. Stock market, yes. Then it simply feeds your greed. It feeds your greed, and the greed increases. As say, you put 1 lakh and it shoots to 20 lakhs, right? Oh, if I like 20 lakhs into 20 is what? 400. 400 lakhs, right? I'll become a billionaire. In 1 year, I can go over Elon Musk. You can see that, right? It's illusion. It's illusion. And from 1 lakh, it hits to 20 lakhs, fine. Then from 20 lakhs, you expect 400 lakhs. From there, it dips down to minus 10 lakhs. Then you go into depression. Oh, I met a young man. He has a wife and a little child. And a young man, his family has amazing, very stable business. Very stable business. His father has total three brothers. It's a joint family business. 3 brothers. They are very stable business, very stable. And the 3 brothers, their children, only one boy. He's the one. Usually there's a fight happening. With the brothers, there's a common business. Come down to the next generation, fight happens. There are 4 boys. Even the girls can also claim. Now here the girls, no girl is claiming. No girl is interested. And it's also fine in their culture. So the man, and he's the only man. There's no fight. There's no conflict. And he's not interested because he's already addicted to the stock market. He's already addicted. And he jumps up, goes down, and goes into depression. Depression. and the wife is a problem, child is a problem, and not interested in the family business. Family business is a very stable business. He's not interested. Now the family business is going to be shut down because he's not interested. So this problem, the greed, feeding the greed. Okay, why I said I don't know. Okay, yes, they say selfishness attracts the miseries. Yes, look at this. It's a selfishness. Greed is fed by the selfishness and then goes into depression. It's the immediate outcome. Immediate outcome. If he knows that this is what he's going to go through, right from the beginning, before he jumped into the stock market, he will not touch the stock market. So this is, look, if you know that, then naturally you will feel like whenever you get the chance to benefit others, you will not feel that I am doing something for you. Instead, you will feel that you are doing things for me. I'm so grateful to you because the more I cherish you, the more self-centered attitude will be gone. You're getting it? More the self-centered attitude is gone, self-centered attitude is the real demon. What attracts all the pains is about the self-centered attitude. The next question, Sunamla, is that when you do something good, bad things happen to you. Give him an example.
Like when you are like most nice people suffer more because the others take advantage of them.
Okay, so others taking advantage of this. So there are two things to keep in mind. One is particularly in Mahayana Buddhism. There's one is known as, which the Tudan Sawanla said 2 days ago, skillfulness. Compassion, always keep in mind that the Mahayana version of compassion is skillful compassion. You're getting it? Skillful compassion. It simply doesn't mean compassion. It should be skillful compassion. What is skillful compassion? One time, His Holiness, extremely practical, extremely compassionate, as Soham so beautifully explained, so compassionate, at the same time extremely practical. So, after His Holiness's public address many years ago in America, to a huge gathering, at the end of the address, there was a question answer session. Someone asked the same question. Your Holiness, you always talk about compassion, compassion, compassion. And the more we practice compassion, the more people take advantage of us. What should we do? And His Holiness said, okay, listen. If a mad dog comes, don't say compassion, compassion, run away. You're getting it? Priyanka, you got it? Yeah, I see this first time she smiled. Yeah. So this is the practicality. This is the skillfulness. It's so important. I'll tell you another anecdote. Skillfulness required. There was a very poor family, extremely poor family, joint family, very poor family in very poor village. And one of the boys in the family gradually rose in the position. He's very intelligent and very decent, and he rose to a position and he became like a small governor of the village, government office, the government service, and naturally he gets a better salary, and his family is still very poor, but he's helping. He's about the whole family, and his uncle, his father's brother, younger brother, because of acute poverty in his lifetime. So he was already in his 60s, 70s, riding a bike. And a bike, they say the petrol that he puts in, he just buys for like 2 rupees. I don't know how many, say, what is it, 100 ml? 100 ml petroleum, very less, just for 2 rupees. It's just sufficient for maybe 1 hour. Right? And his nephew, who is now the boss of the village, he came to know about this. And he loves his uncle. He loves the whole family so much, this nephew. He went to the petrol pump and he met petrol pump people. They're so honored. They felt so honored. Oh, sir, please come. He was given such a treatment, tea, cookies, all these things. And then the petrol pump, the owner said, sir, what can I do for you? And he said, there's one man coming to your the petrol pump, to get buy petrol from you just for 2 rupees. He said, yes, yes, yes. And he said, he's my uncle. So from tomorrow onwards, you do one thing. Whenever he comes, he gives you 2 rupees for 100 ml petrol. You fill his tank full, just take 2 rupees. And keep a track record, keep a register, and write on this date, your uncle took 15 liters. 15 liters, and this is the cost. You keep the register. And in 1 month, at the end of the month, come to claim the money from me. But you don't tell my uncle that I'm doing this. You're getting it? So this expression of compassion, kindness, and keeping anonymous, keeping himself. Because if the uncle knows that the money is going from his family, uncle will not be happy. It's too much money. Why are you wasting money? But if he thinks that petrol pump is giving that for free, he's very happy, right? So therefore, this is known as skillful compassion, where you should be extremely skilled, where that other person cannot take advantage of you, and you continue to benefit. You are not hurt. That you are not hurt, and the others are benefited. This is known as skillful compassion. Are you good? Okay, we continue reading this. 11. All suffering comes from yearning for your own happiness, meaning just wishing happiness for oneself out of self-centered, miseries will be attracted. Whereas the best of the goodness that you can think of is the Buddhahood, where the hidden treasure manifests completely. So how does it happen? It happens, the trigger of this is the desire to help others. Desire to help others, you get the maximum benefit. And desire to help yourself, you attract all the miseries. Therefore, 11, all suffering comes from yearning for your own happiness. The perfect Buddhas meaning, where the Buddha nature manifests, your hidden treasure manifests, are born from the intention to benefit others. Therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering for others is the practice of Bodhisattva. This is so precious, amazing. Amazing. So here we have to start small. Wow, this is amazing. From tomorrow onwards, I'll give everything whatever I have. If you do that, you will enter into, again, a disaster. So therefore, we have to make sure that we take steps, baby steps. Step 1 to B. Don't jump to A to Z. A, B. You know the mantra? Gate, gate. Always make sure that you remember this mantra. Mantra should not be Gate, Bodhi, Swaha. You're getting it? Remember that. The mantra should be Gate, Gate, Para Gate, Para Samgate, Bodhi, Swaha. Right? Okay. Svedana. Sudashina, right? Sudashina. Sudai. Yes, you said Sudai. Again, today you were saying spelling will not help. P-S-Y-C-H-O-L-O-G, P psychology. No, it's psychology. P silent. Spelling will not help. You're getting it? Okay. Now tell me, confirmed one, tell me. Sudeshna or Sudashna?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes, what's the question? Say it again?
In all good humor
Yes.
and with respect.
Yes.
So, you are a scholar.
I'm not a scholar.
You have a lot of wisdom.
No, I don't agree.
You you do, and you do have a lot of compassion, and you do have wisdom, then how can you not remember my name?
I agree with you. I agree with you if the premises you said are correct. The premise is wrong. I'm not a scholar. I'm not compassionate. I'm just an ordinary person. Ordinary person is always exception. Okay, good. Next. 12. Even if, okay, now look, as what Sonamla asked, that when you do good things, bad things happen to you. So, and the situation is not good. For example, if you take birth in the Pure Land, that's what is known as Pure Land. If you take birth in Pure Land, then everybody is so nice, facilities, everything. In a way, I would, to be very honest, the Buddha Pata, this is like a small Pure Land. It's amazing. I was not at all expecting that. It's so beautiful, very quiet, and green everywhere, and view is amazing. Wow, it's like a small Pure Land. It's amazing. So, but say the way we are, meaning in the world, they are corruptions. They are the what? All nasty practices and the aeroplane crash and car accidents and fights happening in the family. All these things. What should I be doing? How can I practice compassion? This question. So always there are challenges when you do something good. Okay, one thing. When you do something good, bad things are bound to happen. Unfortunate things are bound to happen. So some people, they're on the verge to break. They're on the verge to give up. So I tell them that imagine there are two houses. One house, very poor, acute poverty, and other very rich. Which of the two houses you expect burglars breaking in? Which one, poor or the rich? Rich. So when the burglars break in, keep in mind that okay, it's an indication that I'm rich. So, or when the obstacles come to you, when you practice the Dharma, which means that your practice is going well. You become rich in practice. Whereas when you're not rich in spiritual practice, no obstacles. That itself is obstacle. You have no obstacle. You're getting it? So even the burglars, why should I go to that house? What will I get? Instead, it will waste my time. Instead, if I go somewhere else, I'll get at least 10 rupees. Here, I don't get any, I have to spend more. It's to get there, I have to go by car. And this money I have to spend, and I get nothing. So nobody will come to break in the poor house. So this is exactly what happens when bad things happen to you. Keep in mind that this is a blessing in ways that I'm doing my practice, and due to the blessings of Bodhisattvas, something is happening with me, and that I'm improving in my practice. So one time, before I set for my Geshe degree, in my monastery, there was 6 years intense exam. After completing the whole course, if you're sitting for the last final Geshe degree, you have to sit for 6 years intense course. And I was not interested because I'm not wise. And I'm not intelligent, so therefore I'm not interested. So, and lucky that every time the exam is about to start, I tend to have a physical illness. Then I go to my teacher, please excuse me, please allow me not to sit for the exam. So this is my one teacher, of course, he's now 93 years old. And he is a top. logician, philosopher, psychologist, and practitioner. And he sees exactly what's going in this boy's mind. He sees that. So I said, sir, please allow me not to sit for the exam. And he who said the exam, first year done, second year after 1 year. So he would say, he is exceptionally smart. He would say, yes, of course, to make me happy. Because there's still 1 year. And then I went to another teacher. Sir, I have to get permission from my teachers. Please allow me not to sit for the exam, for the Geshe exam. Then the teacher, what happens? I'm sick. I'm with this illness. I don't know how long I will last. I'm sick. Yes, it was very serious illness. You wouldn't believe. You will see me then. You will see that it's a severe illness. Gastric can turn into ulcer, can turn into stomach cancer. We never know. Then the second teacher said that this is a blessing from the Triple Gem. I said, no, this is not a blessing. I don't want it. And they said, yes, this is a blessing. I said, sir, how? He said that when you become sick, then this will remind you to practice the Dhamma. This reminded you to practice the Dhamma. This is so precious message. Okay, 12. Even if someone driven by excessive desire, somebody else, and you are practitioner of compassion, and then somebody else steals all your wealth. Even if someone driven by excessive desire steals all your wealth, or incites someone else to steal it, I dedicate to this person your body, your possession, and all your virtues of the 3 times is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Okay, this is a very serious practice where somebody is causing harm on you, and then yet you dedicate everything to him. That is why you don't dedicate. We don't dedicate. When somebody comes to steal, harm, so forth, you will not dedicate. What makes us not dedicate? He is harming me. What is this? Me. Selfishness. Self-centeredness is that. That is the core. In true sense, if this is not there, nobody can steal anything from you. Even if stolen. Why do you need these things? These things are for your comfort. These things are for your ease of mind. For you to minimize your miseries. You don't have miseries. When these 2 demons are gone, misery is gone forever. And these external materials, they can help you temporarily. But to remove the two demons from inside, that your the safety, that your joy is guaranteed permanent. So why you are still clinging to this is because you don't have the treasure come out fully. What makes us that treasure not to come out fully is because self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance. So still we are holding to self-centered attitude. So that is discarded. So with the gradually, so these are the practices of the high level. Learn these things first. Don't take the drastic step. Learn this, and whatever step that you can take it. Don't go to the extreme step directly. If you take the extreme step directly, what happens? I'll tell you one anecdote. There was a businessman in Tibet 220 years ago, and just Milarepa happened how many years ago? 11th century AD. How many years ago? Huh?
900.
More than 900. Like 1,000 years. This is Milarepa, the great saint who left everything and practiced, and within a single lifetime he became enlightened. His Buddha nature manifests completely. He became enlightened. He became a Buddha in the same lifetime. And there was a businessman, very successful businessman, and he happened to get hold of the biography of Jesus Milarepa. And he read it. And he was so amazed by the Jesus Milarepa's success, spiritual success. Then he said that I also like to become the second Jismilarepa. So what he did was that he owned huge properties and he distributed everything. Whatever he had, he distributed everything. Then he said that I'm going to become second Jismilarepa. Then he went. Usually he would have so many servants and the food, the best of the food and the cozy blanket, all the facilities. Then he left everything, went to the mountains, meditated. And what did he do? He was meditating. You getting it? He was meditating. And I will also meditate. So he met like this. And then he gradually started to feel hungry. Now no food. And then in the night, started to feel cold. In Tibet, very cold, no blanket. Okay, no, just Milarepa. Second day, more hunger, more cold. Third day, realized, the first thing that he realized after the third day was that he has nothing to meditate. Just closing eyes and then sitting like this, there's not meditation. Even the rabbit who is sitting next to him like this is also doing the same thing. Close eyes, sitting like this, like him, same. Then he thought, what am I doing? Now he cannot go back because he's already distributed everything. Then he becomes so angry. Look, because Joseph Milarepa, he was meditating something. He has nothing, he didn't learn anything. This businessman did not learn anything. Joseph Milarepa learned everything from his teacher. And all the books, they did not specify in details what meditation, what these steps. Nothing. Just meditated, finished. And then he think he was meditating. Nothing to me. He realized that he has nothing to meditate upon. He becomes so angry, then he started to curse Jismilarepa. What did he say? He said, Jismilarepa, he's a beggar, and he made me a second beggar. You're getting it? This is a problem when you jump from Gate Bodhiswaha. That's the problem. You're getting it? So therefore we have to take steps. Take steps A, B, C, D. Gate, para, samgate, Bodhiswaha. Okay. So what is taught here, these are so precious. Just see how much you can do. Say 1 to 10, if you can do 1, do that. Do that. You don't do 10 at the moment. With a generate the intention or the desire, aspiration, that finally may I be able to succeed to the extent the great author, Geshe Tome Sambo, he succeeded. How he did, let me also be able to do that eventually. You getting it? This is so important. Okay, with this mind, 12. If someone driven by excessive, okay, we read this all times. 13. If someone cuts off your head, even when you have not done the slightest wrong, through the power of compassion, to take the misdeeds upon yourself is the practice of a bodhisattva. This very high level bodhisattva practice. So where the self-centered attitude, even that this person is coming to beat me, coming to kill me and so forth, and then you feel anger or unhappy, self-centered attitude is there. But the self-centered attitude is there in the common, in the conventional world. What's wrong? This person is, for no reason, this person is harming you. So you sue this person. Yes, of course, in the conventional world, this is how it works. But you are thinking beyond the conventional world. You are thinking of unraveling the hidden treasure. Hidden treasure, whereby eventually, when that is unfolded fully, nobody can harm you. Nobody can harm you. And your happiness, you don't have to depend on any external factors for happiness. Your happiness is infinite, eternal, infinite. And no factor can harm you at all. So that is what you are seeking. That is beyond the conventional world. So simply because the conventional world says that you have to sue that person, you have to sue that person. But His Holiness, always keep in mind the practicality of His Holiness's approach. Be very practical. What is your level of the spiritual maturation? To that extent, you do it and keep improving it. Don't go to the end directly. So, but keep in mind that these are the things that, what is the rationality? At least, even though your mind may feel little resistance, no way, I cannot do that. Don't worry. What is the rationality behind this? What is the rationality? So this is telling us that if you cannot do that, what makes you not do that? What makes you not able to do that? Because of there's something there inside which holds you back. What is that? Self-centered attitude. So even though it can be very tiny, extremely, say, the minuscule, but still it is there. As long as it's there, the diamond is still covered. Diamond inside is still covered. It's not exposed fully. So that is the demon. The real demon is in that one, not the outside. Outside cannot do anything if the demon inside is removed. Outside cannot do anything. This and these is seeking the hidden treasure unraveled fully. This is the wisest thing, because once unraveled, your happiness is infinite and eternal, and your ease of mind, the fearlessness is infinite and eternal. Nobody. That is the full stop for the eternity, with respect to miseries, with respect to the loss of ease and so forth. So you have the infinite ease, fearlessness at infinitum. So this is the wise approach. Okay, 14. Should someone slander you and proclaim it in a billion worlds in return with a loving heart to proclaim their good qualities, is the practice of a Bodhisattva. Okay, so these all fall in the same category. Sometimes you feel hurt because of somebody else, they using bad words against you. Sometimes others stealing your wealth, sometimes others hurting you, physically hurting you. So for under all situations, see that your job is just to observe how the self-centered attitude is being active inside and how to get rid of this. And physically, you may not actually say that, oh, I praise you, thank you for me, thank you for saying bad things about me, and the baselessly accusing me, thank you for this. No, you don't say this, but mentally you feel so grateful. But outside, you are still in the world. You are still in the world. You act very skillfully, because if you say thank you means other person will continue accumulating negative karma. For you, it may be growing, but you may allowing the other person to accumulate negative karma, and the person has to suffer more. You think of that also. So other person taking advantage of you, which means the other person is suffering more. It's accumulating negative karma for him to suffer more. So, with this you have to act skillful, but inside the conviction should be that my Buddha nature, that must come out. For whatever blocks, external factors don't block. What blocks? Self-centered attitude, self-grasping. These two block the Buddha nature from getting exposed. Okay, 15. If in the midst of a crowd someone exposes your hidden faults and abuses you for them, to bow to them with respect, seeing them as a spiritual friend. Spiritual friend here means teacher. Seeing them as your teacher is the practice of a Bodhisattva. So look, what is the job of the teacher? Anyone? In a conventional sense, not necessarily in the Dhamma sense. Even in the conventional sense, but is there anybody who's a teacher? Anybody who's a teacher? Okay, yes.
Teaching, but not right now.
No. Who has been teacher? Okay, what does it mean by teacher? Just generic definition of meaning.
Teaching things that I know that they do not know.
Okay, teaching things which the teacher knows, which the students do not know. This is the meaning of the teacher. And Say, for example, say, if in the midst of a crowd someone exposes you hidden faults and abuses you for them, that you are this, you are that, and so forth, and then what happens? Anger arises. Anger arises. Whereas when the anger arises, are you happy, not happy? You're not happy. When the anger arises, you're not happy. So you require the skill. You don't have the skill when somebody abuses you not to lose your cool. You don't have the skill. So the teacher has the skill. Anybody who teaches you how to maintain cool when somebody is abusing you, you can still maintain your cool, that you're not mentally irritated. So anybody who teaches that is your teacher. Because you don't know the skill. And somebody who teaches you that person is helping you to learn the skill. That's a teacher. So who's that? Your enemy is the teacher. Your enemy teaches you how to maintain the cool. So in a way, usually what I say is that, then okay, look at this. What is said here is exactly how we can depict in say a situation. Say after the retreat, you go back to your home, and your mom says that. Hey, my daughter, you'll have a cup of tea. Or my son, you'll have a cup of tea. Usually what you do, what you say is that, what tea? What tea? No coffee? No cold coffee? Right? What tea? Always tea. What tea? Mom, you are happy with tea, but there's no coffee, no cold coffee, no what? Latte? No longue? No espresso? Right? No? Only tea. What tea? And today, after 10 days, you're going back, and mother is expecting the same thing. Mother is expecting the same thing from you. Mother says, you'll have a daughter, you'll have a cup of tea. Son, you'll have a cup of tea. You say, Mom, please take a seat, please sit. I'll serve you. What do you like to have? The mother is a little shocked, positively shocked. Wow, that's amazing, right? The Sudeshina, right? She says, Mom, please sit down. Right? What do you have? You like to have longue or latte, cappuccino? Or what do you like to have? Tea, green tea? What tea? Chamomile? Right? Mother is, wow, amazing. Okay. Then the mother will say, usually she never felt that. Today she felt a privilege. It's a privileged day today. She said, oh, I'd just like to have whatever your daughter you like to have. No, you tell me, Mom, please tell me, what do you like to have? Today we'll have whatever you like to have. I'll have a regular masala tea. And yes, I'll also have the masala tea. You never said it before. Today, I'll also have the masala tea. I'll join you. Mother's so happy. And the mother said, my daughter, Master, what happened? You look so happy. Oh, Bodhicitta, it is 37% Bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva. And then your mother says, oh, it must be very good. Yes, it's very good, amazing. It's very good, amazing, right? And, okay, when will this happen next? Or maybe next year. Can I join? Yes, of course, right? Yes, I can see that you are changed, amazing. You are changed. You're amazing. What is Bodhisattva? No idea what is Bodhisattva. Buddha is somebody who has universal compassion. You already have it. It's amazing. Right? And then your neighbor comes. Knock the door. Talk. Right? And you say, yes. Now you're very different. Usually you say yes. Now it's yes. Sudarshana. Yes. And then the neighbor comes in. You threw garbage next to my door. And says, no, I just came. You came and the garbage came. Right? No, please talk nicely. Yes, I'm talking nicely. You brought the garbage. And then your bodhicitta disappears. And then the end comes back. And you say, hey, mind your business, get out of my house. Get out of my house, right? I will sue you, right? And look, your mother thought that you are a bodhisattva. Your mother did not know that you have still the disease inside, self-centered attitude disease is inside. Your mother did not know that. But your enemy, but your neighbor diagnosed that you still have the illness inside. You still have the tumor attached to the Buddha nature. So now you discovered that you have this illness. Oh, how many go for medical checkup? Annual medical checkup. Annual medical checkup. 1, 2. Annual medical checkup. 3, 4. We all go there. So Kokil, no idea. Annual medical checkup. You're very fit and fine. Okay. Why do we go for annual medical checkup? Why? Anyone? Quick? Anyone? Sizinda? To make sure that we are well. We so far sound well. But physically, I may seem well, but inside was wrong. I don't know. The doctors would know. So you request the doctors, please see if something is wrong within me. And it's for free or you pay? You pay. Please take this money and see if something is wrong with me. And your enemy did the same thing. Your enemy did the same thing to see something is wrong in you. Your mother thought you're okay. You're a bodhisattva. But your enemy said you're not a bodhisattva. You still have the disease. And he did that for free. He did not charge you. You're getting it? He did it for free. You diagnose that you have the disease, self-centered is still there. Then you work hard to remove the disease. And then Buddha nature manifests fully. You're getting it? Who made you to uncover this treasure fully so that from today onwards, you are totally free from all forms of mental stress, anxiety, fear, and so forth? Your enemy made it. So your enemy taught how to remove the mental dirt inside. So that's a real teacher. Okay. 15, let's read once more and we'll stop here. If in the midst of a crowd someone exposes your hidden faults and abuses you for them, to bow to them with respect, seeing them as a spiritual friend or a teacher, is the practice of a bodhisattva. If someone whom you cherish as dearly as your own child takes you for an enemy, then like a mother who loves a sick child, to love that person even more is the practice of a bodhisattva. Remember my teacher who took how many years? 7 years plus 1 year, 7 years plus 1, 8 years to finally combat with the anger and win with the compassion. It took him 8 years. So to somebody who is extremely unruly and nasty. You getting it? So this is possible. Okay, we stop here. Tiyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha. Okay, 3 processions together.